Are you looking for the best perks to craft on the Smite of Merain? For more updates on the best perks to look for on weapons, be sure to click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss an upload. Smite of Merain is a brand new kinetic pulse rifle released with the return of Kingsfall raid. This weapon can drop from the War Priest, Daughters, or Orcs checkpoint in the raid, and it is craftable if you get enough red borders to drop. I do have a dim wish list of my recommended rolls for Smite of Merain as the new weapons I put together for this season, so that will be linked down below as well. To start off, this weapon is actually crazy with the perk combinations you can get. This may be the only weapon in the game so far with this level of perk flexibility I've seen for the first and second columns you can choose from. We've seen other primary weapons with Demolitionist and Adrenaline Junkie, but on top of those combinations, you can also get Pugilist with Swashbuckler, which is essentially the same thing but for melee builds, or you can even double up on damage perks with Focus Fury and One For All. There's a lot of potential and honestly a ton of ways you can go with this weapon, so it's really hard to say what the best perks are. I'll give you what I think the best perks are for Smite of Merain, as well as what I plan on crafting once I get the pattern unlocked. To start out, I think you definitely want to go with Arrowhead Break. This will give you plus 30 recoil direction, putting your recoil at a perfect 100, along with 10 handling, which is always good for pulse rifles that tend to feel a little bit more clunky. I would try to stay away from any magazine perks for this weapon, because Runneth Over, the origin trait, is going to help you with this a ton passively without having to waste a perk on extending your magazine. I'd probably recommend either Flared Magwell or Steady Rounds if you're struggling to land shots. Flared Magwell will give you plus 15 reload speed along with 5 stability. This will help with stability but also allow you to get your free overflow perk quicker. Steady Rounds will give you plus 15 stability, which is good, but it does affect your range, -5, which may not seem like a lot, but in certain activities you may need a bit more range to hit your shots. Steady Rounds will also increase your airborne effectiveness plus 7 for anyone who likes to shoot ads in the air. Now for the first column perks, I would look out for Pugilist, Demolitionist, or Stats for All. Well-rounded is good, but I think that the benefits from Stats for All outweigh it, as the difference is just between hitting 3 different targets or throwing a nade or hitting a charged melee. Now because this is a craftable weapon, these all have enhanced perks as well, which increase how effective they are even if it's very slight. Pugilist, when you get final blows with this weapon, it will recharge your melee ability by about 10%, and when you deal melee damage you get plus 25 handling for 3 seconds. Enhanced Pugilist will generate more melee energy. This is really good for melee builds and synergizes well with a lot of arc builds currently. Demolitionist, as you get final blows, will refill your grenade about 10%, and when you throw your grenade it reloads the gun. Enhanced Demolitionist will generate only 1% more energy, so not really worth in my opinion. Stats for All, if you tag 3 different enemies with the weapon, you'll get a plus 10 to range, plus 10 stability, and plus 30 handling and 35 reload. Pretty easy to activate in PvE for great stat increases. Enhanced Stats for All only increases the timer you have those stat increases by 1 second, so again, save your materials for another weapon in my opinion. Now onto the final perk. I would go with either Swashbuckler, Adrenaline Junkie, Firefly, or One For All. Swashbuckler is going to give you increased weapon damage from melee kills or kills with this weapon and stacks up to 5 times. Getting a melee kill will go straight to 5, which gives you a 33% damage increase. Enhanced Swashbuckler increases the timer from 4.5 seconds to 5 seconds. So you could go with Enhanced if you want to, but it's really not necessary. Adrenaline Junkie will do the same thing, but for grenades, giving up to a 5 stack as well. Max stack being 33% damage increase. Enhanced Adrenaline Junkie does the same, increases the timer from 4.5 seconds to 5 seconds. So again, you can if you want, but really not necessary. With Firefly, precision kills increase reload speed and cause the target to explode, spreading solar damage to nearby targets. Enhanced Firefly will dramatically increase your reload speed, so I'd actually recommend the enhanced version of this perk. This perk is great for ad clear and endgame content as well. One For All, when you tag 3 separate targets within 3 seconds of each other, you'll get a 35% damage buff for 10 seconds. This is one of the higher damage buffs in the game, and overall pretty easy to activate. Enhanced One For All will increase the timer to 11 seconds, so again, you can if you want to, not necessary. So what role am I looking for personally on my Smite of Merain? The role I would recommend for endgame PvE content would be Arrowhead Break for the barrel, Flared Magwell for the magazine, Enhanced Demolitionist, Enhanced Firefly with a stability masterwork. That's the perfect Smite of Merain in my opinion, so let me know what your perfect role would be in the comments down below. If you want my recommendations on all the new weapons this season, be sure to check out my dim wish list down below, and also check out my previous god roll guide for Doom of Kelkis by clicking on screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.